What's going on, everyone? So, Jordan Goodwin has been fantastic for the Los Angeles Lakers, and I would be genuinely shocked if he's not on the Lakers main roster come playoff time, right? The original idea and concept was like, okay, right before the playoffs, they can bring in Jordan Goodwin and likely trade Jamison is what it's looking like. Lakers have been very high. The coaching staff has been very high on Jordan Goodwin and trade Jamison. Trey Jamison would be kind of more of a six foul guy, just a guy that's there to just fill in spots. You know, you're playing Denver, just gives you a guy that you can match up against Jokic and just give some hard physical play, right? That's all you're looking for him. Jordan Goodwin's a guy that really is probably more likely than not going to be in the actual playoff rotation, and he's earned it and deserved it. He's been actually very good offensively. He's had his inconsistencies at times, don't get me wrong, but again, he's a role guy that's on a two-way contract that is, you know, 7th, 8th, 9th guy in the rotation and on the roster. So it's fine. Defensively, he's been great. Rebounding. The guy can rebound like nobody. The dude is an X. He's got a great nose for the basketball. You think of guards that rebound really well, you know, like a Josh Hart comes to mind. Jordan Goodwin, like that's one of his superpowers is rebounding the basketball, and you love to see that, right? Especially with this team that's going to run a lot of small ball, particularly in the playoffs, to have a guy at the guard position that can just track down and chase down loose balls and just strong enough to rip the balls away from, opposing players and stuff, I do think will go a long way. But looks like the Lakers may end up signing and bringing in Jordan Goodwin sooner than expected. Now, it's not guaranteed that they'll do it. Maybe they'll still do it once we get to closer to the playoffs. But Jordan Goodwin only has 5 games left of eligibility. And depending on the back-to-back games, right, we'll see if he plays how many games at the time of recording this video. We haven't gotten to those games yet. But if he plays against Denver and he plays against Milwaukee, then it's very possible that now he only has 3 games left of eligibility. And when you're on a two-way contract, you only have so many games that you're allowed to play on the main season, and you're not playoff eligible, which is why the Lakers, I think everyone would be shocked if the Lakers don't convert him to a main roster spot. He has earned it. It is warranted, and we need it, right? We need him, right? Like the big question and concern was like when we traded Max Christie was like, man, we really need a guy to fill that hole, fill that void. And don't get me wrong, I'd still prefer Max Christie, but Jordan Goodwin has done a good job of kind of filling that gap, filling that hole, right? I mean, Max Christie's just younger, right? Not that Jordan Goodwin is like 30, right? He's still very young still, but you know, Max Christie's just younger. He's a better shooter, right? And he's a guy that can go get his own buckets and stuff like that. So, but Jordan Goodwin, again, is no slouch. However, I do think that we will see the Lakers kind of bring him in sooner rather than later. Now, as of March 8th, I believe it was the date. It was a Saturday. I'm pretty sure it was March 8th. As of March 8th, the Los Angeles Lakers had, based on, prorated contracts, had the ability technically to bring in both Jordan Goodwin and Trey Jamison if they wanted to. All right, so right now, as you're watching this video, whenever you're watching this video, the Lakers could bring in both guys right now. The only reason you wouldn't is for like tax implications and stuff like that, because anybody that you waive ends up counting towards the cap. Lakers would fill in those guys. So now you're paying out extra money on top of that, tax implications and all that stuff, where the longer you wait, the cheaper the money is, which sucks for guys like Jordan Goodwin and Trey Jamison, but they just want to make the main roster. They don't care about all that other stuff. All the other stuff is just, they're there to get the opportunity, right? They're there to play, and it's not about right now, it's about next year and getting a main roster spot, not just for right now, but for the foreseeable future, right? They want to be a part and a fixture of the Lakers for the next several seasons, right? So, it sucks that, you're not maximizing their salary and their contract, but as an organization, you got to do what you got to do. But per the reports, Jordan Goodwin only has 5 games of eligibility left, it be on the Lakers' active roster. And this was as of, again, March 18th that this report came out. It's very complicated because he's really earned the trust of the coaching staff, Redick told reporters after Goodwin's huge game against the Spurs. But this is unfortunately the nature of a two-way contract and having a full roster. So again, it's something similar to Trey Jamison. We're just going to manage. I think with guys being out, we can't really afford to have him out of the rotation right now. And then we'll see as we get healthy. And that's JJ Redick basically vouching for those guys, talking about how, like, hey, right now we can't afford to, now we have all these injuries, all these guys out, in and out of the lineup. We have all these back-to-backs, all that stuff. And now we're not going to have Jordan Goodwin, which is another guy who's healthy and could play and is actually starting for the Lakers. Like, he's been starting the last few games. And it's like, and now we're not going to have him right in the thick of this, right? Plus, you want him to continue to get as many reps as possible. You want him to continue to get as many minutes as possible, right? Continue to build the chemistry, continue to build the growth with this team, continue to, head towards the best version of him for the Lakers as well as the Lakers as possible, and him continuing to get acclimated. How do you do that? You get more reps, you get more shots, right? If he now all of a sudden takes a month off because he can't play any more games because he's not eligible, then that's tough. Now he's playing in the G League, but it's not the same thing as him playing on the actual main roster. And now you got to reintegrate him into the rotation. You have to get him to adjust to play to NBA basketball, and it's right before the NBA playoffs. So now you need him to really kind of pick it up and get up to speed. And you could argue, like, his role, should be able to play his role regardless. Right? It's why he's been so good right out the gate, right? Jordan Goodwin himself said that when the Lakers signed him to that two-way, they told him exactly what his role was. Rebound and defend. That's it, right? We need you to rebound and defend. What has he done very well? Rebound and defend. Anything he gives you offensively is just icing on the cake, right? That's just extra, right? He's there to fill in the role as that point of attack, versatile defensive guard, and then rebound the hell out of the basketball, which, again, he's done a great job of. So he knew his role. He came in, he played his role seamlessly, and he's continued to play his role seamlessly. But it's tough to then now, you're right in the thick of it. You were starting, you were doing all this stuff, and now you're going to get a month off. Right? Like, it's tough, right? It's tough. It's tough to expect something like that. Now, it is very possible that the Lakers play him the 5 games, right? Because every day that passes, every game that passes, that's less and less that they have to pay him, right? So they could, more likely than not, my guess is what happens is the Lakers get through the 5 games that he can play. And then once they get through those 5 games, then you'll see them waive, Cam Reddish and bring in Jordan Goodwin, or they'll waive somebody and bring in Jordan Goodwin. Trey Jamison, I still think probably won't happen, or whoever else, if they even bring anyone else in. But let's say Trey Jamison does end up getting converted to a main roster spot. That probably doesn't happen till right before the playoffs. And yes, you could argue the same thing. You want him in the thick of it. You want him to continue to get reps. But he's probably rarely seeing the court come playoff time, right? He's there for specific matchups and spots and assignment. He's going to be, an assignment guy. He's not going to be there to be in the regular rotation for the Lakers playing, game after game after game after game. Jordan Goodwin is probably going to be in the playoff rotation. Jordan Goodwin is probably going to be playing some meaningful, impactful minutes come playoffs. So Jordan Goodwin, he's a guy that you need to get on this roster and have him be and continue to be kind of a fixture, continue to get comfortable, continue to build momentum, continue to condition and do all the things that you need to do, get his legs, continue to progress and improve. And then you go into the playoffs. Now he's ready and he's good to go. Then again, you get him through these next 5 games, or you just play him in spots. You just kind of pick the big spots. Oh, LeBron's out tonight, let's play Goodwin type thing. But again, you're doing a guy that has been impactful, huge, and important to this team and this roster, doing him a real disservice, right? Again, he just wants to make the roster, as any of us would. If I was at his spot, I'd be like, I don't really care. Like, I just want to be on the roster. Like, if I have to sit out a month and then actually get a main roster spot and get to be on the Lakers the next 4 years, then perfect, right? Like, if it's something like that, right? But ideally, you don't want to put him in that position. And it doesn't look good. The guy has done wonders for you. The guy has been huge. I mean, he's hit huge shots for the Lakers during his run, right? He's been a very big, impactful player and piece to this team. You got to do right by him. I mean, it's fine if you're gonna do play him, the next 5 games. He plays the next 5 games, and then you give him that new contract, right? I also think JJ Redick and his comments, I think, was kind of a signal to the league. I think he's kind of, or not to the league, to the front office, like, hey, we need Jordan Goodwin. He's a rotation guy. He's a big, impactful piece, and we're missing a bunch of guys. We need him. Like, we can't now not have him, especially when you want to save, $100,000 or whatever, right? Are we trying to win championships? Are we trying to win games? Are we trying to make good playoff seeding? Or are we just trying to save money here? What is it, right? Like, so to me, pay the man, right? Like, pay the guy, get Jordan Goodwin on the roster, let him finish his last 5 games, waive whoever you want to waive, get Jordan Goodwin on the main roster, let him continue to build that momentum, build that chemistry, getting into the playoffs, and let's go try to win an NBA championship. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? Kind of mixed in the middle. How do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are. Either way, let me know down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. So we enjoy these types of videos. I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.